Hello, everybody, and welcome to Western New York Missing and Unidentified Persons Network here live on YouTube with our first week of Meddling and Murder and Mystery and Missing Persons on Monday nights with Mary. I'll give everybody a couple minutes. I wasn't supposed to go on till 7 o'clock, and I'm a little early, so I will give it a few minutes for people to join on in. I am disorganized as usual, and on everything being perfect tonight and being organized unlike my usual self, but procrastination and last minute stuff. I have absolutely nothing written down, but thankfully I was only coming on to do about a half an hour update on here, and then I'm going to jump over to Facebook Live on the public page and do the same update, but we are updating on 3 cases today just quickly. And I will start that here in 3 minutes when we were supposed to start here at 7 o'clock. Again, this is our first Monday night meddling in mysteries, murders, and missing on Mondays with Mary. And we will be going live, hopefully the first Monday of every month is the goal. I wanted to cancel the first one tonight, but I said I am not canceling. If anything, I will give them what I know off the top of my head. I like to be organized and have that all pre-written, but tonight we are going off the top of our head. So we will get to meddling here in just a couple minutes. Again, thank you all for joining. Meddling and Murder, Mysteries, and Missing on Monday with Mary from Western New York Missing and Unidentified Persons Network on Facebook. I don't know why my glasses always glare on here. So I'll just take them off while I'm talking, probably, unless I need them. So tonight we are doing a quick update on what we know about the case of missing Danielle, Dani, Thompson Haskins, missing from Olean, New York. We are also going to do a quick Kevin update. Kevin Hornberg missing from Jamestown, New York since November of 2021. And last, we are going to do a quick update on the Diarbakerly children that were found after, I think, roughly 3 years of being filed as missing. And I also want to make sure everybody has both sides to the story on that, because as we all know, there are 2 sides to every story. And me being unbiased, if somebody has somebody filed as missing and wants to post within our group, I encourage them and allow them to do so. So I did allow, in that case, Dad to post them as missing. And I made sure to make sure that everybody knew Mom's side of that as well. But I noticed the other day still a lot of people aren't really in the loop with that case. So we'll do a quick update there as well. And there's not a lot for updates with the first 2 cases. So we'll go ahead and get started. I'll make sure everyone's familiar with the first 2. And then I'll give you links so that you can also look into the Diarbakerly children being found and both sides to the story. And where you can find those links. So first up tonight, there is a group specific to helping find Dani, help find Danielle, Dani Thompson Haskins. She has been missing from Olean, New York since February 12th. She wasn't physically seen on February 12th by family, but she had spoke to the phone with them on February 12th, and they had seen her previous in the week. but spoke to her last February 12th. Soon after the last person talked to her, her phone went off. It has not been turned back on since. She was last physically seen in Olean, but before shutting her phone off, she made a comment on Facebook along the lines of, I'm going to Buffalo with a friend to go shopping. So it was assumed that she may have went to the Walden Galleria, in which they are keeping an eye for her out there, but we cannot prove that she definitely traveled from Olean to Buffalo and ever made it there. So the last we know, she was in Olean, and that was on South 3rd Street. She was last seen on February 12th, and I guess the last people to see her, which we will not name yet, just to uphold any integrity of future investigation, she had left their house um, while everybody was asleep at 2:30 in the morning, and they say they haven't seen her since, but nobody else has either. So that is, of course, concerning. But Dani was last seen in Olean, New York, and heard from on February 12th, believed to be headed to Buffalo, New York, but we cannot confirm she made it there. So if you are in Olean or Buffalo and can share from the group specific for Dani on Facebook, help find Danielle, Dani, Thompson, Haskins, please feel free to join that. I try to keep the most up-to-date and accurate information available on there. Dani is around 120 pounds, roughly 4'11". She has blue eyes, and her hair color is orange. The picture here is the most recent one available of Dani. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure everyone gets a good look at her. Again, she was last seen on South 3rd Street in Olean, New York, last known to be there. Her last known whereabouts before she made that comment on Facebook stating she could be going to Buffalo to go shopping with a friend. She did not name that friend. She did not elaborate to anybody via private message. The investigator has got into her accounts, but we don't know anything as far as what has been found there. If you find her Facebook, which a lot of people go looking for the missing person, even though we ask that you do not do that or contact family. Danielle was very obviously struggling with mental health for quite an extended period of time. She is currently off her medication, which makes family even that more concerned about her well-being. She does have, I believe I heard, 2 children at home, or waiting to hear about how their mother is doing. Her sister Shannon is out there doing searches. The first one occurred on Sunday. It didn't have a great community turnout. It was during church hours, but hopefully there will be some future scheduled searches going on in Olean for Dani. Once we take on a case, we don't let go of them. So until Danielle is found, you will be hearing updates. Either we haven't found anything or we're following up on leads, in which the last lead that I heard that the detective was following up on was somebody told one of the sisters or the family friends that nobody was going to find Dani and rolled his eyes. Again, we cannot differentiate whether something happened to Dani against her will or possibly while she wasn't in a stable state of mind, if she was alone, if she walked off like they said she did at 2:30 while they were sleeping, or if possibly foul play came of her. We got to keep those possibilities open to make sure we stay on track. So at this point, Dani could be anywhere from Olean to Buffalo. The last 9 years before coming home to Olean recently, she was residing in Franklinville, New York. So if you live around there and can print and hang the flyers, whether you're in Franklinville, Olean, Bradford, Buffalo, those are all places I guess she is known to frequent. However, she does not have her vehicle. That was left at the last place she was seen or known to be, and it was impounded, and the family has since retrieved that, so Danielle does not have her vehicle. And being last seen in Olean, she did state she was heading to Buffalo, but with her phone going off right after that and not having any confirmation from any family, friends, or friends that anybody knows that can confirm they took Danielle to Buffalo. So our search begins in Olean, New York. It started this last Sunday. It was mostly family turnout, and they are exhausted. It's been about 3 weeks now, and citing and leads, but nothing is panning out to prove that Dani is or is not okay. And the family is exhausted. They can definitely use the community support and prayers. If you want to follow Western New York or the Help Find Dani Facebook page on Facebook, we will be posting all future searches between both that and Western New York Missing and Unidentified Persons page on Facebook. Again, showing her face, that is Danielle, Dani, Thompson, Haskins. If you are in any of those general areas that I mentioned before, please feel free to print and hang her flyer so that anybody throughout Western New York might be able to recognize her if she is traveling between these towns. However, it is strange that she has not turned back on her cell phone. There hasn't been any financial activity as far as I'm aware. Everything went silent the night of the 12th. And again, Dani wasn't in a stable mindset that day. So that adds to the worry of the family. Did Dani do something to herself? Um, did the people that Dani was last with do something to Dani? We don't really know. Of course, investigators have those names. We are going to keep them unmentioned for now to uphold the integrity of any investigations. Here's a couple more pictures of Dani, just because she might have her hair back. And again, she is known to frequent Olean, Buffalo, Franklinville, and Bradford. If you have any information, please contact Olean Police Department or Cat County Sheriff's Department as soon as possible. So they were following up on that lead. I think all the other leads were followed up on, and they decided that it was not Dani. So anything that you may have seen in that group previous to now about a possible sighting have been followed up on, and unfortunately, there is no proof of life with Danielle or that any of those were her. So next, we will move on to missing Kevin Hornberg. We have been following his case since it began. He was last seen in Jamestown, New York on Prendergast Avenue, the 600 block specifically, on November 21st. If you have any information regarding Kevin's whereabouts, please call Jamestown Police Department at 716-483-7536 or 911 immediately. Again, here is a picture of Kevin, and he also has his own Facebook group, Help Find Kevin Hornberg. On Facebook, we also post updates to Western New York Missing and Unidentified Persons, as well as any planned searches. And I have planned that we are going to do searches. I may or may not be physically present because I am currently 5 months pregnant. So I am starting to hermit a little bit. But here is an up-close picture of Kevin. We were searching before the snow really hit, from November through, I think, January or February, and just took about a month off. But now with spring coming, are planning another search. We don't have an exact date for that yet, but plan on posting it as soon as we do. So again, check the events on our public page and also that person's specified group on Facebook. There is a $2,500 reward from Western New York Crime Stoppers for anybody that leads to an arrest of anybody responsible for the disappearance of Kevin Hornberg. There have been some leads. There have been some additional interviews since November, but nothing still leading us to Kevin. We have checked a lot of locations throughout Jamestown, New York. We are thinking about extending that search throughout more of Chautauqua County throughout the spring and summer. And we definitely need more willing and able-bodied volunteers. If you are in Jamestown, Olean, Buffalo, and you see us and you say, oh, how do I get involved? Please message me. We are looking for involvement and volunteers in every town across Western New York. But right now with Kevin missing in Jamestown, Danielle missing out of Olean, and a high number of missing children throughout Buffalo, we do need all the help we can get. Police on their media update bulletin said foul play is now suspected to be involved after conducting additional interviews. He was last seen leaving his residence at 629 Prendergast Avenue in Jamestown on Sunday, November 21st, 2021 at about 4 p.m. Hornberg has not been seen since or accessed any of his finances since that date. Hornberg is a white male, 5'8" tall, and weighs about 150 pounds. Photos of Hornberg is shown separate with the missing person flyer. Anyone with information is welcome to call Jamestown Police Department at 483-7537 or the department's anonymous tip line at 716-483-8477. Crime Stoppers of Western New York, crimestopperswesternnewyork.org, is also offering an additional reward for information on this case. And by additional, it's because the family originally offered a $1,000 reward. So now for Kevin altogether, if you can lead us directly to Kevin or the person responsible for his disappearance, there is a $3,500 reward in all for those. So again, this is Kevin. He has his own Facebook page, Help Find Kevin Hornberg. His family has been very involved since the start, showing up to every search. And the longer these searches go, the more exhausted the family gets and the more they really do need our support. Step in there and let them know they're not alone in this, that we are doing all we can to help find their missing loved ones, that as a Western New York community, we care. That it could be anybody. It could be your son, your brother, your nephew, your uncle next, especially when it's somebody down the street from you or somebody that you know some of the family from. It really hits close to home. So those of you that know Danielle or Kevin's family and haven't yet attended a search, I highly encourage you to do so if you are able. Again, you can follow their personal Facebook pages, Help Find Danielle, Dani, Thompson, Haskins, and Help Find Kevin Hornberg on Facebook, as well as we post updates and future searches at Western New York Missing and Unidentified Persons Network. And last but not least, we are going to do a quick update on the Diarbakerly children, which was Olivia Rutherford Diarbakerly and Mason Rutherford. They were missing since 2019 and were just located last week. It said that reunification was pending between them and Dad. So like I said in the beginning, briefly, we allowed him to post the children to the page because, being unbiased, we have to allow anybody that legally files somebody as missing and has done the proper legal precautions to share their posts within our group. So we did allow that, of course, but throughout that, we also learned that they were not just taken or disappeared, they were with birth mom, which they were in the middle of a custody battle in, I believe, Niagara County. It was under a judge, which more than one person has complained shows some favoritisms towards abusive fathers, and has made some very poor decisions as far as the welfare of children go in Niagara County and family court. This is not the claim of just Katie, but she claims to have taken her children because he was physically and emotionally abusive to both her and the children. And she was trying to wait for court rulings to be made, but sometimes you know when you aren't safe. And apparently, Katie no longer felt safe with her or the children, so she took them and went into hiding. Where they were located, I do not know. But Katie has documented the abuse. It's not just claims. And like I said, anybody in the right way, court of law, we have to somewhat support or at least allow the posts within our group. So we did allow Dad to post them as missing. However, throughout all of it, people started sharing links that were popping up and also different pages. So I am going to share with you some of those really quick. There's some different, can't look at so I will show you the link quickly. But all of these are in the private discussion group, Western New York Missing and Unidentified Persons. But the main one that she wants people to look at is https://misplacedpower.org/Peter Diarbakerly 2. And it's all about Katie's abuse. She has documented everything as to why she felt her and the children were in harm's way waiting. And she has set that up to with recordings, audio, video, all sorts of different things, supporting her claims of feeling unsafe. Erin Crawford, I'm Dani's nephew. Thanks for all the work you guys are doing. Absolutely. I wish it was more. I wish we could have found her Sunday. I wish we could have found her before Sunday. I know as time goes on, the family gets more worried, and of course, I feel awful about that. I wish everybody was found quickly. And the problem seeming to be in her case is that she shut the phone off. So that did, of course, prevent pings on her phone to help confirm or deny whether she ever made it to Buffalo or not. But you can Google a lot of this and it's pretty findable. Misplacedpower.org, Peter Bakerly. And then there are things specifically about that judge, which I believe is Judge Erin DeLabio. Again, here's one of the links. And these can be found, or you can ask me for them if you want to private message me. And you can click on them right there directly from our group and kind of find out more. According to the post, it said that they would not allow her to see the children anytime immediately. Of course, she is in the wrong because whoever followed through with the court proceedings wins, and abusers know that, unfortunately. He knew if he scared her, she would run, and he would be granted custody, and that's exactly what happened. So a lot of people throughout Western New York are rallying for Katie Rutherford. I haven't yet seen any kind of GoFundMe or anything, but if I see anything like that, I will be more than happy to share it. But some people are saying Katie needs to get those children back immediately. But of course, that is going to take some work, being that she didn't follow through on the court proceedings in fear for her life. So there are two sides to every story. Yes, I allowed Dad to post them as missing. They have now been found. But a lot of people are discussing what is right, what is wrong. Should they be returned to Katie? Should they be returned to Dad? Should they see Dad? Should they see Mom? It is now a confused mess, really. And the kids do not need that, of course. They've been with Mom since 2019 until just last week when they were located. So what do they expect out of this? Like, I imagine from what I've heard, family, that it's not good. And you're talking about your Aunt Dani, correct? I don't really like to comment or speculate until there is actual evidence suggesting one way or the other. Lori, according to some of the posts when they found Mom and the children, they were pending reunification with Dad. So I would assume children are now with Dad because he was granted custody when Mom and children took off in fear of their safety. If you want me to tag you under those links, I can do that. But Dad currently has children. Dad obviously has people that love him, and Mom have people that love her. But how I look at it is it's not about either one of them. It's about those children. If they were really in an abusive situation, Mom got them out. Absolutely, I don't think they need to be returned. But again, it's two-sided story. Where there are wrongs on both sides? Probably so. So with Aunt Dani, I'm not going to make any speculation, of course. But I am going to be upfront and honest with everybody in that her mental stability was in question. We don't know for sure. All day throughout that day, she was posting some fairly sad, depressing, possibly suicidal memes throughout the day, and it was nonstop. It wasn't one or two. You scroll through her page, and you can tell that she was definitely struggling on February 12th. She did say she was shutting her phone off, going trip on that shopping trip, and taking breaks. So maybe she really did just do that. But as of right now, we have nobody confirming that they took her to Buffalo. No one saying, yeah, I was that friend that she got a hold of and took her out there. They have now seen her filed as missing. I know Jocelyn Person from WKBW, I believe it is, has reported her as missing. We have now had her on several radio stations. Western New York News Now has posted her as missing, our page. So it's getting out there, and we're still not getting any confirmed sightings of Dani. And that's another thing I bring up every live. We need confirmed sightings. If you think you see any of our missing at any time, please do not hesitate to take a picture, take audio, take video, jot down a nearby address. Any and all of those things can help family confirm whether they think that it is really that person, especially with such a broad horizon of where Dani could be, being that she does travel. She's been in Franklinville the last 9 years, but last seen in Olean, stated she could be traveling to Buffalo. That's a lot of area to cover, and if people just say, hey, I think I seen her, it really puts us in a wild goose chase and exhausts our already exhausted family and volunteers. So we really do need confirmed sightings. But as of right now, we have had 0 confirmed sightings of Danielle since February 12th, a day that she was struggling with her mental health. She has not yet got back in contact with any of that family that she was talking to that day. She hasn't turned her cell phone back on. She doesn't have her vehicle. No financial activity up until this point. We are definitely concerned. We cannot say for sure whether Dani is alive or dead. And that is how it is with most of our missing people. Sometimes when you know, you know. But with Dani, it's really not cut and dry like that. So, unfortunately, I am not going to comment and speculate, but I would say, just as the family is, I am highly concerned about her well being and health and safety at this point. We need all Olean people out help looking for her, giving a flyer to a store clerk, asking them to hang that in the window. All of these things as a community can help. As an exhausted family member, when you walk into one of those stores and see your missing family member, and knowing that you didn't have to drop that off for it to be seen, it really does help encourage these families that are facing some dark hours. Of course, we can't ever imagine it being ours, but in those moments, that family is. It is their family. It is their loved one. Of course, they seen that she was mentally unstable that day, struggling with her thoughts. And we also know that she did not make it very far without her vehicle. If she was in Olean and there has been no confirmed sightings, no Dani on camera at the Walden Galleria, no friends stating, yeah, I'm the one that took Dani to Buffalo and she is out there, adds to everybody's concern. But right now, I want to start the search and continue it in Olean. It's the last time people had eyes on her. It's the last time that anybody knows exactly that she did speak to them February 12th. And she was in Olean stating that she was going to Buffalo. But we do not have proof of that. So as of right now, I'm saying Olean and Buffalo are the 2 places we want to be keeping all eyes open, but do not rule out Bradford or Franklinville. Absolutely, Erin. I am praying with you guys that Dani is safe, that she just took a mental break from everything and everyone. And there is no better way to do that than shutting off a cell phone or social media. And sometimes, as much as it worries us, it is the best thing for somebody that needs a break. So I am praying for the best possible outcome as well as the rest of our community. So I think I'm going to go ahead and end live on here. I did say that I was going live over on Facebook for 30 minutes because I cannot invite guests in on here. I haven't downloaded a specific app that you need to invite guests in on here. And I did want to give any family an opportunity to be able to come on, say anything that you might know that I didn't update on, or any questions that I might be able to answer. Of course, I can interact with you guys via chat on here, but if you guys want to join me, I'm doing the same updates really quick over on Facebook Live from our public page, Western New York Missing and Unidentified Persons. And on Facebook, we have 2 different groups. One is a public page, which everything is shareable from Western New York Missing and Unidentified Persons. Everything can be shared from that group. Western New York Missing and Unidentified Persons Network is our private discussion group where nothing is to be shared outside of the group. So I will be live on the public page where everybody can see me. Everybody can share the live while I'm over on Facebook. and hopefully get their faces seen across more places, get more people joining both of their groups on Facebook. Again, if you live in any of these general areas and can print and hang flyers in your own local vicinity, family and myself appreciate that. Thank you all for your continued prayers for these families. Thank you for the continued community support and the people that do show up for such events. I know the last one was pretty short notice, but just remember how much you are needed. Don't feel like everyone's got this under control because it looks organized or anything. A search long term, going 2-3, expanding 2-3 weeks, can get exhausting on a volunteer team of 10, and half the time you don't see 10 people showing up even to a majority of searches across Western New York. And of course, our goal is to increase that number, and people showing up to support these families, let them know after they're exhausted, we got it from here. And it takes everybody. I've been doing as many searches here in Jamestown as I can, and I was out in Olean for the searches for cold geese, but currently being pregnant puts another strain on me as far as being able to make it to Olean right now. But if you guys want ideas as far as where to search or anything like that, please feel free to private message me anytime on Facebook. My personal name is Mary Williams, Merry. On Facebook, you will see all the Western New York missing and unidentified person stuff attached to my name, so you'll know you got the right me. But thank you all for joining. Again, we are Meddling in Murder, Mystery, and Missing People on Monday nights with Mary, the first Monday of every month. That is okay. I'm not sure who joined us late, but I am just getting ready to end the live. However, I'm going to do the same exact live over on the public page on Facebook Live, Western New York Missing and Unidentified Persons, so that if any guests want to join the conversation, or ask any questions, they are more than welcome to do so. So I am going to finish this one up, but again, I will be live in just a couple of minutes from our public page on Facebook at Western New York Missing and Unidentified Persons Network. We thank you all for joining in the first Meddling in Murder, Mysteries, and Missing with Mary on Monday nights. I am glad to see a couple of you guys participating, asking questions. That's what we need in the community. We need people knowing the information. A lot of times people kind of hear ins and outs and then go tell people, oh, this is what I heard. And really, it's the hearsay that we need to keep minimalized and keep it at facts. So right now, we do not know where Kevin is. We do not know where Dani is. We do not know their well-being. So tips, leads, all of that, if you can call those in. The investigating agency for Kevin is Jamestown Police Department, and for Dani, it is Olean Police Department or the Cat County Sheriff's Office. So I will see you guys all live over on Facebook. Thank you all for joining, and I will see you the first Monday of next month, as well as everything goes okay. And again, I am sorry I was not as organized as I planned to be tonight, and I want to say I will be by the next one, but that's usually when things go wrong. So I'll just say I will see you the first Monday of next month, and we will meddle in murder, mysteries, and missing some more. If there's a special case near and dear to your heart, or something that I haven't talked about recently that you want me to bring up, just shoot me a message. I am more than willing to throw them in there. I try to keep going back through all of our recent cases to keep everybody up to date on them all. So that is the update. Not next Monday, the first Monday of every month. I do want to eventually move it to every Monday, but being pregnant, I didn't want to commit to too much, and I also wanted to gain a following because currently here on YouTube, we only have about 67 followers, and I can only go live actually on my fiance's laptop. That's why the picture quality is kind of crummy, because I can't leave the house and go live on my cell phone from YouTube until I have 1,000 subscribers. So if you can click like and subscribe, and share this with your friends and family, and tell them to follow our page here on YouTube to increase our presence here, as well as Facebook. We appreciate that as well. So I will see you guys the first Monday of next month, and hopefully eventually after baby is born and things get a little bit more stable. I also just enrolled my son in homeschooling, so that should be starting in the next couple of weeks. So it's going to be pretty busy here, so I didn't want to overcommit. So right now it will be Meddling and Murder on Monday with Mary, the first Monday of every month for a little while, and then eventually, hopefully, we get to be weekly. But for right now, count on me for the first Monday of every month. I will be live here, whether I end up with paper or no notes like I didn't tonight, and kind of just wing it, but we will be here. So thank you all for joining. Have a great night, and we will see you on Facebook Live here in a moment. Thank you.